Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. UDP for Diversity. Alnali badi malamu alaji ture kali konton kali tentu momo be dawdan din anibe wato men kono. UDP dingolu Gambia dingolu tumo men na diamo be siaring nyin ID card kuola tumo men na diamo be concentrating Hamad Bala nonsense diamo la tumomen na diamo be concentrating Adama Barrow la fail 2024 constitutional bari nonsense jamale be fokan nyi mansakunda andu nyi mansakunda la mole ibe nonsense jama ibe kuma kuntan jamale fokan Adama Barrow e memfo sibitulungo bring ay molu welcome many botan opanyomi anin fo joka dulem bang Adama Barrow kumallel foje andu UDP dungol ngamira akumo sawunta UDP dungol lale because Adama Barrow law kuma kango anyanta jabilale it shouldn't go without a response Adama Barrow law kuma kango nyanta jabilale very strongly ay memfo anyanta jabilale ay memfo amanyan na tulaw je wanyama because Adama Barrow menu for 2021 abole try kan koteke anu nyanta tandira Adama Barrow lale ko wote walk la koteke Gambia kono kamol silandi aninka kuma bale fo moliye ati walk la nyim bankun kan koteka because Adama Barrow ya mutalo ko menga wati 2021 wole ba wati la koteke 2026 bari wobe tule Gambia dingol lele bulu anin UDP dingol because bi Adama Barrow man sila political party la Adama Barrow man sila momo la mentambita UDP la ani UDP dingol because aya lonko ning abe retire la ning ka samba retirement la UDP doron si Adama Barrow samba retirement la 2026 UDP doron si nyi mansa kunda retire ndino 2026 mo kotanta ken wala andu Adama Barrow wolen bari anile la moy ay même fo mba karana angale kangoto mbina mba fata mba fasar laliye tuabu kango fananto because akamunta nyin asawunta moltulo la kadunta maje audio to fo mole en alat ko Adama Barrow e diamu kurumbale ke State House ko adalita menu kela num 2021 election o nyento ani la moy yo badin Gambian kolu badin UDP kolu Adama Barrow ntenga mensotok kafo ay memfo State House sibitulungo wala munyenti headline o mo kilingolti Barrow ko ay molu dandala meni kafu ko akana ta mola ko abewulu dandala la ko wul kana wofo bari nga nyinin karo ke ko munatina Adama Barrow abe UDP silandila threatening la aninka UDP ka bulo chodi UDP dammala kafo ko UDP kolu wolen man lafi ateta manda sabanjawla bari nyi manna kenzen kede bari Gambian kolu bari UDP kolu Adama Barrow nyin calculate le kendeke Adama Barrow nyin calculate le kendeke Adama Barrow nyin lonna ko atle nyin lom mobet Adama Barrow ko ka aritayandi o banko kan ka Adama Barrow ritayandi kala mansa kunda ritayandi UDP dammala siki o keno UDP patio drone si Adama Barrow la nyi mansa kunda ka ritayandi ka Adama Barrow fango ritayandi 2026 ala nyi mansa kunda kurwoni nyi mansa kunda koropringo UDP dammala sia ritayandi no ka Adama Barrow ritayandi 2026 kanyi mansa kunda membe je ke ritayandi 2026 UDP mansa kunda UDP patio drone si wokeno andu Adama Barrow e wollonde o be ko eringa mallewo bari akabe kamfarin ne konga memfo na audio dolto because Adama Barrow be kamfarin men kamma wala munyintiko aya mutale ko ala 2024 draft constitutional aning Dawda Jallow ye draft constitution kurungo mendeda 2024 Gambia dingol ya mutale ya fay jamo kono dine be Adama Barrow kamfarin andu aya mutako niaje wo keta UDP le wasabu. And yes, because UDP is the political party of the Gambian people. UDP represents the interests of the Gambian people. UDP mu Gambia dungol la patriotic. UDP be loring Gambia dungol la interest wala. UDP mantara loring mo kun killing interest wala. Collective interest. UDP be loring wala. Mo be. Wala atina UDP ko. Mo be dabe constitutional mentor menkata 2020 constitutional nyinti wala na UDP bo constitutional nying aba fasa kam because womu mo bele womu Gambia bele constitutionality bari Gambia dungolu ali pare alning Adama Barrow te janjun kula de alning Adama Barrow 2026 abe tofla bake alning Adama Barrow al fatiha talning Adama Barrow talala nimmen ka je mira woto ibuka korosiroke membe kering Adama Barrow membe ke 2021 abe paring ka wala be repeat fo men tambita wala bari wo be tuta Gambia dingol lele bulo anno sign na muka Adama Barrow jabi anyanta jabi la nyamen amanya na 24 hours o sila kay tande Adama Barrow ko hani no more ndeson na nyin na kotake Adama Barrow should get the message, and he should get the message clearly. What transpired in 2021 will take care of 2026 or ahead of 2026. Oto Gambia dingolo alatande Adama Barrow ko ali bawulenke motali silande la jang motali dendi la jang motali silande la motali dendi la wato tambitale. We should speak with one voice because munatina nyanta diamu la kankilina sinyo kubuka sinyo kari. Our destiny is tied together. What affects one affects all. Nim believe to ko nyim banku mbele dentala oto nyim banku ning adiata abe diala mbele bari ning nyim banku kuyata fanan abe kuyala mbele woto ning Adama Barrow pareta kanyim banku kuyandi banku dingoliye ko ayafo nyame oto banku dingol fanan nyanta parela kanyim banku kuyandi Adama Barrow because atale yafo banku dingol la right lemu kela mansa kunda nyininka banku dingol la right lemu kaje ko Adama Barrow manyana tala 2026 ila right lemu andung abota Adama Barrow fon da konole andung ECOWAS la protocol ya itande andung Gambia mu signatory wo protocol ni so Gambia dingol kam men nyininka wala mu memmu itati Adama Barrow. It's as simple as that. Gambia dingol be men nyininka kan wala mu men what belongs to them. Itamu menti ka wala nyininka ila membe bulu ka wala nyininka Adama Barrow. Gambia dingol man fen nyininka me yanon ko it's impossible. Ika men nyininka italemu. Iko ikana law 2026 and they mean it. Adama Barrow statement to men di jana sibitilongo a statement to is dictatorship. A statement to banko men luwa ning horomo beje luwa bunya beje ubuka fo o banko kango nyama banko men luwa bunya beje luwa horomo beje anyaton ko buka diamo nyama banko men civilized banko men banko dingol civilized nyaton ko civilized abuka o banko nyaton ko buka diamo nyama andum bi Gambia be position o mento mbe menko no bi moman nyanna diamo lo nyama ko Adama Barrow diamo ta nyama bari Adama Barrow be men try kan Gambia dingol wala mu nyinti ko nyin no time for Adama Barrow 2026 alla fita nyin kala UDP quality andu nyin manke UDP kuti Gambia dingol bring Gambia fo Gambia e bantala Gambia dingol bele be nyin fokan sanji saba saying Gambia dingol ba fokan Adama Barrow ko kana lo 2026 nde sonna yello 2026 sanji saba komanto fo bi hanika bi Gambia dingol ba fokan Gambia dingol ba fokan Gambia e bantala so ala fita menna kanyin ke UDP koti bari nyin manke UDP koti nyin mu Gambia dingol la kole mo nyinde Gambia dingol le nyin demand Kutun kana song Adama Barrow nyin ton ay nyin ke UDP koti this is not it's not a UDP issue nyin mu Gambia issue leti nyin manke UDP issue today andung Gambia dingol man nyan sonna Adama Barrow akembulu UDP koti amanke UDP koti ni no third term for Adama Barrow Gambia kolemu andu Gambia dungol le a demand so woto manyan na sonna Adama Barrow yen nene Adama Barrow yen samba en dundi kuto me yalon ko atala nafale beje yalon nimman sakunda be tinyakan nimman sakunda be fakan nimman sakunda be tinyakan nimman sakunda modu fata modu nyembuta man sakunda le fata man sakunda la ala nyaton kolu ka disparate le ala nyaton kolu il faut ko mol bu kabbo kono le ala nyaton kolu ka muneka wala mo ka banku dingol silandi ka banku dingol deyindi wala ka tubulu ila toolbox o femmantara je kotake annum bi Adama Barrow la ni man sakunda ni la moyla ibe wala to ibe desperate ne ibe confused ne because akoyte male hani in 2024 draft constitution ye meitandi is a rejection of Adama Barrow is a rejection of the NPP so-called government Gambia dingoli Adama Barrow reject le ala constitution ya reject le 2024 constitution ya reject le you know we meitandi wala munyinti ko even the government ya reject le so B wala kamfabe Adama Barrow wala na kabe kamfarin back especially among hani ko UDP dingo men akomenna kumofo ko UDP dingo men yalon ko nata UDP sign ne wakafa te ko imanya na lola 2026 ning Adama Barrow mu kewti tannin fulo muna na to mari tofo la aya tofo ani o mari sa bondi nyoto bari ibe jakallin ne aliye demba sabale diamo moyle aliye hamad bala karanta ya kumol moyle sayenten aliye Adama Barrow la dindin kumol moyle ala dindi ya kumo wallahi mbala statement o karanna ndimmabe jele kan akoy ko jumala ka diamute jumala ka nim fotek you know I will do something bad to you ngai ko na Gambia president ka diamute a jeleta e dey ngali kontong ngali tantu anal badi malamu alaji toure badi Gambian kolu badi UDP kolu na response bring Adama Barrow la statement o karang standard newspaper headline o mu kilingolati Barrow warns against attempts to stop his third term bid nanyin karo kenko why is Barrow threatening and singling out the United Democratic Party, UDP, for opposing his third term ambition? This is no coincidence, but a well-calculated move from Adama Barrow. Barrow knows more than anyone that UDP is the only opposition party capable of retiring him and his corrupt regime in 2026. UDP is the only threat to Adama Barrow's lame dog government. Brace yourselves, Gambia, for a tough ride with Adama Barrow and send him a strong and unequivocal reply or response. The Gambia refused to be coerced into silence or intimidation. If Barrow is ready and willing to make life difficult for Gambians, let Gambians come together and make life difficult for Adama Barrow. Barrow's statement at the State House last Saturday is tantamount to dictatorship and a clear violation of the rule of law and has no place in a civilized society and certainly no place in this dispensation. Barrow is attempting to make this home and abroad formidable campaign, hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026, a UDP issue, which it is not. Hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026 is a Gambian issue. It is the Gambian people who said hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026. Gambia should not fall into Adama Barrow's myopic mind of reducing this no third term for Adama Barrow 2026 campaign to a UDP issue, which Barrow is trying to do. This hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026 is about Gambia and the future of the Gambia. When a regime is dying, like the NPP government, its leadership are confused and act desperately and speaks recklessly and are angry like a mad dog. Just look at 𝒂𝒏𝒏, 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏, and now Adama Barrow. Hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026. Alhaji Toure. Now, here is my response to Adama Barrow. Barrow once again attempts to stop his third term bid. Why is Barrow threatening and singling out the United Democratic Party, UDP, for opposing his third term ambition? This is not coincident, but a well-calculated move from Adama Barrow. Barrow knows more than anyone that UDP is the only opposition party capable of retiring him and his corrupt regime in 2026. UDP is the only threat to Adama Barrow's lame dog government. Brace yourselves, Gambia, for a tough ride with Adama Barrow and send him a strong and unequivocal reply or response. The Gambia refused to be coerced into silence or intimidation. If Barrow is ready and willing to make life difficult for Gambians, let Gambians come together and make life difficult for Adama Barrow. Barrow's statement at the State House last Saturday is tantamount to dictatorship and a clear violation of the rule of law and has no place in a civilized society and certainly no place in this dispensation. Barrow is attempting to make this home and abroad formidable campaign, hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026, a UDP issue, which it is not. Hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026 is a Gambian issue. It is the Gambian people who said hashtag no third term for Barrow 2026. Gambia should not fall into Adama Barrow's myopic mind of reducing this no third term for Adama Barrow 2026 campaign to a UDP issue, which Barrow is trying to do. This hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026 is about Gambia and the future of the Gambia. When a regime is dying like the NPP government, its leadership are confused and act desperately and speaks recklessly and are angry like a mad dog. Just look at 𝒂𝒏𝒏, 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏, and now Adama Barrow. Hashtag no third term for Adama Barrow 2026, Alhaji Toure. Thank you. Gambia dingol yalon ne jumale promise kensango di Gambia dingol la. You know. Gambia dingol yalon ne jumale mang I offer fenna. Ni man sakunda mang UDP namanang man sakunda mara. So ite UDP accused no lako wolu namanang feng offer Gambia dingol ye. Because UDP has never come to the government position. Abekula Gambia dingol level 2026 ye UDP man sakunda londi by force ya jiben UDP man sakunda be minekenola in 5 years time, you know. Na lon ko Adama Barrow ni ya jam ni banku ya tinya bakele. So I mean UDP man sakunda be men for the Gambia dingol wala mu ben tawsitula the first 5 years of UDP government ben tawsitula le kendeke because akoita be malaka foko ni banku atinyata le completely. So 5 years so we be kelementi wala mu just kalualu samanan kalualu edida ka reform molke. But in Bankung Tata Nyamole Kono completely. This country has gone, I mean, to the drain. It has gone to the drain. So can you Bankung law in a correct trajectory abe time o talale andung UDP will prepare the Gambian people for that. Adama Barrow ate results lelke ako I deliver results ako ate manke politician on mala na manke politician on muna mad businessman on mad and it's right Adama manke politician on ako he is real but allow I am real way mean Adama is a businessman. Adama Barrow is not a politician. That is true. Allow mutuality, you know. But now I am real. He is not real. He is a businessman. He's doing business. Adama Barrow be business all laje. Okay, I don't make empty promises. Adama Barrow promise. Nga be for jan. I promise all men be di Gambia dingolla. I'm gonna fulfill nothing. Okay, I deliver results. Adama Barrow ma understand. You cannot deliver results. Adama Barrow, you know. You results. Many would deliver wala mu Gambia dingolti. Adama Barrow, you are not there to deliver results. Until lafita men Gambia dingol lafita men and you understand you have to create opportunities. Adama Barrow inyanta wala fola. I have created opportunities. That should have been the right word, that you have created opportunities. And then it is up to the Gambian people to create results. You cannot create results, Adama Barrow. The only thing you can do, and what is your mandate, is to create opportunities. It is up to the Gambian people to create results through that opportunity. But it's still among fahamuroke. Ama understand man sakunda katama nyemen. You know. A government can create opportunities. And then the citizens can create results, Adama Barrow. So you cannot create results. That's wrong. And yes, you are not a politician. You are a businessman. You say you are real. You are not real. You are a businessman. Even businessman already. Even a politician already. Because a politician, you would try to create opportunities for your countrymen and women. And then your countrymen and women will create results for themselves. So Adama Barrow nyinkuma kon fo ako akate deliver to Gambia dingol yenne akate projegol kele akate unprecedented developmental leke because atalaman sekunda menke wo bebe laare ne mol nyabala atalaman sekunda menke bare ay kumo dafa damen jele fana mu mira tati jele mu korosil date Adama Barrow ko ate même form akaye formidable team I wole form ikava meko team Barrow alila mojande ako ay formidable team ay wole londe ikafo team o me team Barrow ako team o nying wole bate mako ala development plan solu isaje ko asi imafano asi timmandino ako saying ate ay timo le soto me ya to understand and timo me ya lon ko wolbe wakilinde pour kate makoy kaje ko ayala plano le nyinike alikana lala timo tim tabulu namanke kuruya timo sunyar timo corrupt timo. What kind of team can Barrow be? Adama Barrow 10 years bilang Adama Barrow 1 year to the election presidential election no bilang Adama Barrow be team Barrow lola hakili malu na tuwal bulu Adama Barrow ako 1 year wala tutateje alanyin team Barrow wala bate mako la ayala development plan o achieve so which means ko Adama Barrow kam même fo nung na development plan na boso na whatever abe failtale because Adama Barrow anyanta menkele instead bi Adama Barrow nyanta abulo chodila ay menuke ay development plan ol menike bi Adama Barrow nyanta abulo chodila walalla kay tandi ko na development plan ol menuke mina wolen nyol kala koteke bari right now Adama Barrow ko ay team Barrow le londi o team Barrow wole bata makoyla ayala development plan ol achieved so Adama Barrow ba fan contradict kanjanne so which means ko Adama Barrow may any development plan ke the past 10 years nyina lota jannal hakilo bakan ako atemano abakarang amang amalo mansakunda katama nyame. That was in 2016 or 2017. Ako atebe experts lil sambal nang abe technocrats lil sambal nang wolel bata makoyla. Sai wo technocrats ndi wolu alaji ben wole makoyro menke. Wolel ni banku mbula dinko kono. Sai ko teke Adama Barrow kallu akafo nyeko ntenga team Barrow le soto. O team Barrow wolel bente makoyla nanna development achievement solo nge accomplish. Who is Adama Barrow talking to? Who is Barrow talking to? Adama Barrow be diamo kan jumale. Gambian kolu. Wallahi fone ngal mallafa al fangola. Barika Adama Barrow kason Adama Barrow lo 2026. Kason ni mansa kunda fango tambi 2026 la. Wotola mobbe balo nako Gambia dingol tonya. Mallafin fangol la, mallafin dingol la ficho la, mallafin dingol la nyato tala. Andu mallafin banko na nyato tala. So Adama Barrow wole and wo fandinko ako mu UDP quality. Ako but now the same people ako wo mo kilumol men yalon ko wolu signing I joint UDP ako wolu imam fenke banko la falindiroto ako wotumo wolu fangol ni ko mu UDP dingolti wolu fangol ka bori lale ni ko mu UDP dum wol ka bori la ako bi wolel kanalo e ka foko Barrow manyanna tam ako wol banku ke banko la falindiroto wol man fen ka bari banko la falindiroto Adama Barrow la foroto ako nkalita I will follow. I swear to God, I will do something to you that would be very bad. Aka kalita abe kule kela wo individual la wo kendo akani memfoten ko wo joint UDP sign ne wo kafo ko ate manyan natala tatamla. Ako akalita abe akalita alala abe ku kela wola wo be jawyala bakele. Barrow wo yamar lodi. Adama Barrow ka diamu tende. Adama Barrow ka diamu tan akaka Gambia dungol leslandi akaka UDP dungol leslandi Adama Barrow continue ay yamar lokala Gambia dungol la ko wolusi ibang oppositional ka comme political inducement wala mu e ka fengol menu di ko abe mol yamar le yebang ikana opposition la fengoluta membe ko binaje be wuli kilin dilalla ako wuli kilin ba fulale ko alkana Adama Barrow support ako wol mol yebang wuli kilin to ikana wuli kilin muta jumale ka political inducement ke jumale ka soro ke jang jumale ka molu duku jang jumale ka fengol di mol la jang ni Adama Barrow la mansa kundata na la ni NPP UDP ibe menkele Gambia dingolye UDP ka wole fo Gambia dingolye ibe Gambia change la nyamen ibe Gambia dingol la baluwo change la nyamen ibe Gambia transform la nyamen UDP ka wole fo Gambia dingolye UDP buka ji mondo don Gambia dingol bul UDP buka Gambia dingol promise kodila UDP kanale ntolu lafita menkela Gambia dingolye lafita menkela Gambia UDP ka wole tandi Gambia dingol la comme UDP la 5-point agenda benyamen UDP is specific because ntol mallafi corruption wala mallafi political inducement because ntol ko mer ronta UDP te wokela UDP ko memman betea UDP te tayo okay so UDP buka political inducement ke political inducement men ko wala mu Adama Barrowti anala NPP man sakunda atul leka political inducement ke o ko ita mobe male jumale ka karerol di mol la jang jumale ka motol di mol la jang jumale ka kodo di mol la jang albafla mole ko alna mbe kodo di lalla alna aliso mbe fenko di lalla jang mbe moto di lalla mbe fengol di lalla atul ko ke jang andu hannata UDP man sakunda nada ntolde sonna UDP man sakunda okay mbe lafila melna wala mu ya Gambia dungol la life change Gambia dungol ye kol ke ifangol ye bari ikana depend mo kan ikana depend man sakunda kan imaje Adama Barrow ima understand ako ateka result ayo fala ni diamo nyin kono ako if they come with their $1,000 is to try to talk you out of supporting Barrow, reject it because they just make empty promises. Yeah, ako ni wol nate ko be la $1,000 so dilala ali kana so because be promise ken sangol dila bari gambia dingol yalo no jumale e promise ken sangol di gambia dingol la namuru yo badin gambian kolu audio be jam fala bari albe time tala dukare aliye la moy Barrow e mem fo nyin sibiti tambila president Barrow eko ay dandaral le di dandaral bambanding pour men yalon ko atela sanjis atela tatam atela manda sabanjango men be lori wo nyaato men be men mallafi wala ko ay wolu dandalar sangara tumo men Barrow adama Barrow banku dingol ba criticize kanga banku dingol ba annoma ko akana lo manda sabanjango la opposition leaders solu anin men mo civil society will be gaitande adama Barrow ko akana law 2026 bari Barrow be balanding hani bi ako atabe balanding andung ayala balawo dala men kan wala munyintiko atako constitutional nyin woman balang atala lola mbenyin 1997 constitutional nyin woman balang atalola atala lola 2026 bari oppositional ni civil societies kamen fai wala munyintiko baro nyanta tala ay tama ana hakilola ay tama ana sonda mola because naka be kube kuto kela naka ba fango force la gambia dingol kan alanyin sangi tango kola asi keno asi problem o create banko kanne asi mamma on create no banko kanne because banko dingol mal lefi Adam Barrow law 2026 so Barrow nyanta banko la tenkugo anin banko dingol la lafo akana tala lafo jiben ay banko dingol la lafo jiben andu banko dingol la lafo mu ment wala mu Adam Barrow kana law 2026 many of wala oppositionality aning comme civil society many beko Edward Francis Small Center for Research and Justice ye baro ya mari aka I step down akana continue adama baro la abenyim fokan wato menna kamolu silandi ko many kafo akana law kay silandi ka fuko wolbanyan na kawfo andum atebe lolale abo fo kan lunjumale wala musibiti lungo tumo men opanyomin kolu anin joka dun kol nata jiben state house anunal hakilo bakan niyajen ko ankana adama baro underrate adama baro lota brikamale nal hakilo bakan ako adiyata liyembe janne 2021 akuyata liyembe janne 2021 andung adama baro the same pattern abole ke kan the same thing abole repeat kan saying adama baro be gambe dungol lel challenge kan saying atuta gambe dungol lel bulu adama baro en challenge le 2021 ako adiyata nya akuyata nye atabe janne 2021 andung wole keta but this time around for adama baro anin gambe dungolu men ye tawota jumal la tawo nyanta lola ututa gambe dungol lel bulu adama baro ko ayni fonyin opanyomin kol anin jokadu nkoli men nata jiben ako baroko ate ayni kala mutoko mole sotota ama mari tofode ako mole sotota men sign no wodunta UDP yajele baro UDP mu baro la problem wolde UDP mu adama baro la problem wolde UDP ka adama baro suta sino baliandila ako mole joint UDP sign United Democratic Party ako wodumbe maka ngoke kan ka foko adama baro adnyanta ay na stop akanata manda sabanjangola ako olatina ni modolo fonninke odolo ike isiso lipa ika foko ibe makan kele makan men na fatala ako kate kamfa bakele ata adama baro ako kate kamfale ako wato do beje wo fonkata sino baliyale wo men kallo e kafo ko adama baro kana ta mola especially nyin funding ke o nyimmo me yalon ko a jointa UDP sign adama baro la foroto ako wala wo foka ate kamfale ako wato do fana wo fonka asino baliyale. President Adama Barrow has issued a stern warning against any attempts to derail his bid for a third term in office. Facing mounting criticisms from opposition leaders and civil society, Barrow and his camp has remained defiant, insisting that his candidacy for the 2026 presidential election is both legal and justified under the current constitution, which lacks explicit term limits. However, civil society organizations, including the Edward Francis Small Center for Research and Justice, have urged Mr. Barrow to respect the spirit of democracy and step down after his 10-year tenure, warning that prolonged rule could undermine institutions and fuel instability. But addressing a group of people from 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 and 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 at State House on Saturday, President Barrow said he is aware of some individuals who recently joined the opposition United Democratic Party, UDP, making noise about trying to stop him from going for a third term. This is why when some of these young people are beating their chests, making unnecessary noise, I get very angry. Sometimes I even struggle to sleep at night because of anger. These are the same people who left this country when things were tough. They were scared of coming to the country. Some of them have not contributed a single dollar to the change, the president complained. He urged that some of them were even in their beds sleeping, and even if you introduce yourself to them as a UDP supporter, they would be scared of coming close to you. But now, the same people are now in the UDP making noise that President Barrow will not run for a third term, and that if I want to run, this and that would happen. I swear to God, I will do something to you that would be very bad, he warned. Opposition. President Barrow also urged Gambians to reject all forms of inducement from the opposition. If they come with their $100 to try to talk you out of supporting Barrow, reject it because they just make empty promises. They have nothing to offer. They cannot bring you the development that my government is giving you and will continue to give you, he added. He also bragged about fulfilling his promises made during political campaigns. I am not a politician. I am real. I don't make empty promises. I deliver results. Whatever I have promised so far, I have delivered, and the Gambian people can attest to that because the unprecedented development my government brought across the country is a clear example of that. President Barrow also informed his visitors that he has now managed to form a formidable team, Team Barrow, that would help him accomplish all his developments. I now have a team that understood me very well and is committed to helping me accomplish all my development plans. These are Barrow's childish statement. Very reckless, unthought of, very arrogant, and very condescending to the Gambian people and to UDP. Barrow has become a full-fledged dictator. This country is a country with laws. This country is supposed to be ruled by the rule of law. This country is not to be ruled with the law of the jungle. And that should be clear to Adama Barrow and those he is calling Team Barrow or whatever. The Gambian people would never be scared anymore. And the Gambian people would stand firm to protect their rights. This country belongs to all of us. And it is our right to have divergent views of this government. It is our right to have critical views of this government. It is our God-given right to disagree with Adama Barrow and his government on the trajectory of our country. This country has failed. This country has failed woefully. This country is in chaos. This country is in mess, complete mess. And Adama Barrow failed to acknowledge it. Adama Barrow failed to see it. But we are not going anywhere. There is no progress whatsoever going on in that country. There is no human development. Absolutely, there is no human development. We are not better off today than 10 years ago in terms of human capacity, in terms of human development, in terms of infrastructure development. Barrow cannot equate himself with former dictator Yahya Jammeh when it comes to infrastructural development. You just have to look at our ferry services, our airport, our borders, and the roads that Barrow is barraging. They are right now in this rainy season. The roads are getting bad. We have seen pictures. Roads have been eroded by the rain. So there is absolutely nothing Barrow can be proud of. And contrary to what Barrow said, his promises has never been fulfilled. How many promises Barrow gave to the Gambian people? You can name it. The internet garden, the Wi-Fi to Brikama, the 60 mosques that should be built, the highway resting rooms that should be built, the Banjul Barrow crossing. The list goes on and on. 150,000 jobs should be created. The 2,000 affordable housing project. The list goes on and on. And corruption is embedded in Barrow's administration. Yo, badin Gambian kolu, badi UDP kolu, aliene lamoy Adama Barrow la childish statement wala ala dinding kumo hani primary 6 dindingo ata diamula wo nyama mbenyin read kanne ndimma ben dala bari biraya moy aka jelela ka fanyo ko dad jumal ka diamu ten kay ko na Gambia president wala ka diamu ten ndimma ka jelela because statements were so childish. They were so, out of context completely. So my daughter was laughing when I was reading Adama Barrow's statement. Alnela moy Adama Barrow la dinding kumo la denani kumo childish. But at the same time, we should take Adama Barrow for his words. We should take Adama Barrow seriously. We should not underestimate Adama Barrow because ning Adama Barrow tambita duralela. Oto alinkana jutala, alinkana Adama Barrow underrate because na tambita dulala. Andu na tambita damenna Adama Barrow bo silo le takan koteke. Alinga atandala ko silo nga soronne andu nga soronne forever. Alne la moy Adama Barrow la kuma kangola mba fola angale kangoto ngana nga fasaralie mandika kango fananto. But I think address men wala mu UDP dingol. But Adama Barrow is a coward. Munatina aka UDP dingol men tofo. Wuranta aka men garu wale because ni mu president wala me alon ko ate garu wale ata bula nola. Adama Barrow te garu wale bula nola. But he's not man enough ka mari tofo because alon ko nayo mari tofo UDP dingol he would get a fitting response. So al ne la moy Adama Barrow kuma kangola.